What ruined your childhood? When I was a kid, my dad used to take me to this lake way out in the middle of nowhere. Every summer we'd take a rowboat out and fish for hours. My dad was a pretty traditional, don't talk about your feelings guy. So that was the only time I ever felt like we could really talk to each other. If I'd ever tried to talk to him about anything emotional anywhere else, he would have told me to hush up and be a man. But there on that lake, things were different somehow. We always caught a completely astounding number of fish too. We'd fish in other more popular spots too, but we never caught anywhere near the number of fish we'd catch at this lake. It truly felt like a magical place. My dad died suddenly while I was in college. Our relationship was complicated, so for a while I was just in shock, thinking of all the things I'd never gotten to say to him. I didn't even cry at his funeral. I thought about the lake often, but never had the courage to go back there. 10 years later, I had my own son and felt ready to bring him out there. We drove up to the lake, and it was like going back in time. Everything looked exactly as I remembered. I had my son help me haul the boat out into the lake, and I listened to the same birds I'd heard every summer, and it almost felt like my dad was there. And then we cast our rods into the water and nothing, not one bite. My son was complaining and getting antsy, and I kept saying we just needed to wait because they were coming. I knew they were coming, but hours passed and we didn't catch a single fish. Finally, I told my son we could go. On the way out of town, I stopped for gas, and I asked the guy beyond the counter if he knew what had happened to that lake. He told me that the year before, there had been an accident on the highway nearby, and a truck carrying toxic waste had upended and spilled into the lake. It killed basically everything in there, and the ecosystem had never been able to recover. There were no fish there anymore. There never will be again. I'm glad my father died before it happened, so he never had to know. But on the drive home, I couldn't keep from crying, thinking about how the only place where I ever felt like my late father and I knew each other was gone forever.